world rocked during a varsity practice during her sophomore year. Just on the JV team at that point, Josie was asked to come practice with the varsity team, which she did in hopes of playing at the highest level for Chandler. But everything changed when she dove for a ball. This is during practice. She is quoted saying, "I went and dove for a ball. Everything went black and I was confused and I felt pain all through my shoulder and it radiated through my body." Now, over the course of the next year and a half, Josie would be using temporary fixes to limit the pain, including physical therapy, biofreeze, icy hot, constant stretching, but nothing could completely erase the pain from her torn muscle. Again, this is in her shoulder on a dive, very, very painful. She played a very painful junior season in which she was very up and down emotionally and physically, and that's when the pain worsened. And after a second failed injection to the shoulder, surgery was the next solution to basically get this problem solved for her so she could, regain all of her health in her shoulder. Now, early this year, in April, Josie went through a surgery which put her in a sling clear up into the beginning of the school year. And after her return, she was quoted saying, "I remember how it felt. I remember how it went. It was the worst dive that I ever had," Mayer said, recalling after her first dive back from the injury. "I went to my knees, and then I kind of just fell down. My coach was like, 'Hey, that's step one.' And then slowly, I became more comfortable with it." She has played all of this year so far, and has shown great success at the varsity level. Now, guys, very inspiring story. Her sophomore year, she's now a senior, and she's been dealing with this injury. Not anymore, thankfully, but from her sophomore year all the way up to her senior year of school, this was affecting her. Atlanta, you've dealt with injuries throughout the course of your high school career so far. Tell me about how difficult the road back is, coming off an injury, trying to get your health back. Tell me about it.
Well, it's a long process because all sophomore year, it was just sitting on the bench watching my team.
Right.
And it sucked for sure because you're watching a sport that you love.
Right.
And you're just...
And you can make an impact.
Yeah, you can make an impact, which is the worst part because you could be out there scoring points and doing all this. Physical therapy is a very long process. I did physical therapy for about 5 months.
Yeah.
6 months.
Multiple times a week, right?
Yeah. And then coming back from it, because this is my year back from last year's injury, and I think I'm stronger than I've been, like stronger than I ever was.
Right.
But there's times here and there where I'll get hit in a game and
you'll feel it.
I'll feel it a little bit. It's not like a pain where it's just there for the rest of the game or something like that. But it's just like a little stinger for a second.
Right.
Or there's times where I'll be sitting down for a while and it'll just get really sore. And this area is my lower back, so it has a couple problems, but nothing crazy.
Right.
And there's been a couple games this year where I've gotten just blown up.
Yeah. And maybe that pain from that.
That pain was just like shot up for a second.
Right.
And I was like, and then after I went to the sideline, I just walked around a little bit and it went away.
Right. Now, Daniel, last week we talked about Gabe Ross, who also, he played football, remember?
Yeah.
He had a shoulder injury, played through it for almost the entire season. And now Josie Mayer had an injury, played for almost a year and a half.
Yeah, played.
Do you think it's better for an athlete when they get hurt to immediately find the best solution to get it fixed all the way, or to do what these athletes have done and try to play through their injury and just do physical therapy? She used icy hot biofreeze, certain things that limit the pain. What do you think is better for these young athletes in the long run?
Definitely in the long run, it's better to get the care you need, get the problem fixed,
And just miss the season?
and
that's what happened.
that's what's hard for the athletes is you
Right.
want to play,
Right.
and for a lot of athletes especially, they're going to play regardless of the pain. They're gonna want to be on the field. They're gonna want to be in the game because nobody wants to sit out.
Right.
Nobody wants to sit out of their sport, especially for an injury.
Yeah, especially in a junior or senior
Yeah.
year when you're, that's your last season.
Yeah, those are seasons you want to play through.
Right. And always, I mean, not every case, but a lot of the times it's the best players that get hurt because they're just throwing their body out there for their team, for their school to get the win. And it's a sacrifice. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, sports is a huge sacrifice because every single play, you have the potential to get injured. And I look at the NFL, how many times are guys out for the season due to ACL tear or a torn meniscus? And the thing is I'm sure that the minute they have a threat of that being a really, really bad injury, they say, okay, I'm done this season. I'll be back next season. But high school players, we got 4 years. And if you were to get hurt your junior season and you played the junior season, now you get to get surgery, now your senior year is affected, and you're going to have to deal with, well, what if it's an unsuccessful, surgery? What if I can never play again? So I really, my heart really goes out to some of these players who have these issues because they're just kids. I mean, they're really, really young to be dealing with these torn shoulders. But that, again, that's a sacrifice when you play sports. I mean, in any sport, volleyball. I mean, it was a dive in a varsity practice. So, I mean, she wasn't going to tell the coach no. I mean, when the coach said, "Hey, come play with the varsity team," she was going to say, "Oh, of course, I'll go practice."
Exactly
I'll
what
go.
you want,
Right. So I'm sure she probably went a little extra hard in that practice not purposely to get injured, but I'm sure she went extra hard to impress the varsity coaches. But shout out to Josie Mayer. I think she's had a great year so far. Chandler, I believe, is 15-11, which is right around 500, or they're over 500. But I mean, I've seen worse, so I'm not going to say nothing about Chandler High School, and they got a great sports program all around. But I'm really glad that she can make it back. Hey guys, that's going to wrap up our story on Josie Mayer. Up next, we're going to go through our AIA and CAA power rankings, so don't go away.